Hey, so one thing for me was the fact that none of us knew each other, and we were just
Yes.
brought in and kind of an eclectic mix of people. It would seem to me that if you came into a business environment, everybody would have a lot in common, and there'd be some common stuff that would be there. I mean, we were like completely in the dark, and I
Yeah.
thought that was pretty amazing that we were able to pull just unknown to each other. It says a lot for the process.
Because for me, this is all process, and the
Yeah.
song is almost a
I
byproduct.
was
But
going to
then,
say that, and what I really appreciate about this is that this is like something that's super engaging and you're kind of at the edge of your seat. And at some point, we all just kind of leaned in and
mhm,
started speaking. And even though we would say things that didn't necessarily have a relationship with the other, at some point, it kind of formed a relationship, which was really cool. But I was going to say the nicest thing is that a lot of the team building events that I've done in the past were focused on, charity or volunteer time. And I will tell you that every one of those volunteer times in my eyes was completely choreographed. They don't seem authentic. And
yeah,
this was such a beautiful, authentic, organic opportunity, even though you owned and led the process, which is so important because corporate folks are looking for leadership. It's an expectation of leadership there, so that's great. And then once there's leadership, everybody kind of figures out their role and can but they're always looking for it. But this was so incredibly authentic that it felt like you were actually engaging in team building, not just trying to perform this mission because that's what your manager decided that that's what you were going to do. So this was less mission oriented, even though I was so stoked when I heard the song because you guys were amazing. It was more like it was the process itself that was super engaging, that actually formed the team building, not the
mhm.
output, but the journey. And that was really beautiful.
Yeah,
Constructive.
I loved it. I thought it was so much fun. It
Mhm.
was, I think just like I had said.
You'd said it really beautifully in the room, like there's no bad ideas and you won't arrive at the next one if somebody else hadn't brought the one before. And so I really liked that a lot because it removed the competition
Yep.
idea, because like I
Yeah.
said, you can get a lot of folks that are super
Yeah.
competitive and then they're going to feel like they will try and take it, and you're
Right.
like, you want everybody to participate, so
Of
setting those
course. And
Uh, One thing in the process that kind of triggered all of this without saying what the rule was, when somebody finally said something and just threw it out, you started typing it. And then we're watching it on the screen and you're writing everything everybody says. Don't let me drive. Hey, I
most
gotta
of
go
it.
to the bathroom. I mean, just
Almost.
everything.
Almost.
And then all of a sudden it defined and it said, hey, you can say anything you want. And
Okay.
that was one way that you got that across. And look,
Okay.
everything people are even talking amongst themselves. Hey, it's being typed in here. And
See,
look, the sky
it
is the
must be
limit.
legit. Yeah. Well, see, that's
Now, and look, I want to reiterate too, your writing as people were talking
mhm.
is what got the whole thing started. And I'm trying to say that's a instrumental part of this whole thing, is that you got that screen up there because once everybody's in there, and look, I was a little shy at first. I was
Yep.
still thinking about shit, I'm cooking for 4 days in Arkansas. Um, but all of a sudden you just started writing down comments and then, God, that you set the rule.
Right.
Anything goes. But that's got to be an important part of your process. And as
Yeah.
everybody's just starting and somebody says something and you think, hey, shit, that's a good one, you type it. Then
Right.
all of a sudden you see it up there and somebody else, says something, I don't like that. And then the third person said, then you have to sing the last person's comment or whatever. That was instrumental to kicking off the whole thing.
This is that it was super inclusive. In other words, it like everybody can participate, and I think that that's really important because you have all these companies that are trying to do these, DIE initiatives, and that this is an inclusive exercise.
Hmm.
And
Mhm.
I mean that wholeheartedly because I cannot tell you the number of times I had to go begrudgingly go golfing. But whereas this is something that anybody can participate in, and there's some beauty to that, like it, and so I would really lead with that and really play that up, that guys, if this allows you to like walk the walk as opposed to just give lip service to certain things, beautiful bonding, increase productivity, help your teams to learn how to operate cohesively together, create harmony, literally,
Mhm.
and and to build in all of that inclusivity.
Create
Okay.
harmony with Buildsong.
Yay! And you know what?
Yeah.
You guys, everyone came in and shook hands, and when y'all left, you were hugging.
We're hugging, yeah,
You
yeah.
know, that was
It worked.
that was it worked. That was it.
Oh, my next song is going to be "I Missed the Hugs."
Uh,